Welcome. I don't normally do this, but I was about to join a daily rapid arena tournament on Lichess. My rapid rating on Lichess is just about caught up with my daily rating, which means I'm probably at a peak and I'm about to tank. But I felt like I wanted to play a few games in a row, so I'm going to join this tournament. Normally, when I do this, I decide in advance to let me change this to only play so many games. Usually, if I lose two in a row, I just withdraw from the tournament. And if I keep winning, I usually quit after four games. So that's what we're going to try here. I don't know why that's weird. That looks weird down there. I'm going to click the join button and see what happens. Hopefully my cropping is correct on this screen here. It says standby. Sometimes in these I get paired with players way above or way below me, but we'll find out and we'll do our best. So, wish me luck. I'm going to, I guess, pause this until it gives me a game. Here we go. We have a game. I'm going to play d4. And it looks like you can see the clocks there. I'm going to play here. I'm playing somebody rated below me in this case. Okay, they're wanting to fianchetto. Let's just go ahead and put the London bishop over here and then complete our development. I think when they block their c-pawn, I can go ahead and play c4. And then if they capture, I can get the full center. They didn't capture. Okay, then I will go ahead and put this knight here to block any checks from their bishop. Okay, they decided to put the bishop over there as per their original plan. Let's see, this pawn is under attack. Let's go ahead and put that there. Then I can get this bishop out and castle is my plan. Okay, and they're also preparing to castle. I think let's do that. Why not? Sometimes I like to castle queenside just to get that moving, but here I am going to go for e4 because they only have one guard on that square, and I have one, two. So we're going to go in for the center this way and clear out this file for my rook. If they take that way, obviously I've got it. Oh, they tried something different. Okay, they pushed the f-pawn. Now my question is, should I take this way? Or I could directly threaten their bishop. No, because then their knight would just take that. Ah, goodness, I haven't seen that before. I think they've weakened their king enough that I should just go ahead and take that way. But I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Now, I mean, if I take, it's just a trade there. Let's see. Now this pawn is now hanging because both their knight and their bishop are hitting this pawn. So I need to go ahead and put my rook there. That kind of that pins that knight. They can still take here, but I can take back. And again, that pawn is still hanging, but I wanted to pin their knight and see what happens. Try to keep my hand off the mouse. If I keep holding that mouse, my hand starts to cramp. Okay, they got that pawn as expected. If I take here, they're going to take that, which is fine, I guess. Let's do it. And then I think I can just put this knight here, and their bishop will go back. Oh wait, this pawn is hanging. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh crap, I just gave him my rook. Okay. Well, at least I saw it, but I saw it right after I moved the pawn instead of before. So something went wrong in my opening move orders, and I'll have to take a look at it later. One thing, I guess, good about being down a whole rook for a bishop, so down the exchange, is that my queen is on this long diagonal. My bishop can get there easily, I guess. It's some good news. And this knight is still pinned, effectively making that knight and rook useless. Also, let's see, what are my upsides, other upsides? That queen is tied down to defending this pawn. That rook is still trapped. And, I mean, this bishop here isn't trapped, but it really can't do much. So, and their king is relatively exposed compared to mine. So those are my upsides. My downside is I'm down the exchange and a pawn. And my opponent is giving this a big think. Okay, they're trying to free the rook. I don't know where the rook's going to go. I'm wondering if I shouldn't try to penetrate in here with the queen and then get the bishop behind it. You know what? Let's do it. It's not like I'm gonna lose money, right? Just time, and then I'll gain some experience. That's the whole point of me playing all these games all this time, is to learn. So I'm learning to recognize my mistakes when they happen. Oh, excellent. Well, it's too bad this pawn is here, right? Okay. Wondering if I can just go right there. I can still come around this way. That kind of thing. And, okay. Well, I can give a check now. Or I can take this pawn now, which will threaten this rook. I don't think... What will giving a check now accomplish? Not much. Let's just go ahead and take that pawn and see what they do. I mean, it's a free pawn if they want to take it. Then I would take the rook, and then they would have a free knight. No, it's not a free knight. Knight is guarded. Okay. Okay. They wanted to give up the rook first. Interesting. If I take the rook... Oh, wait, the queens are seeing each other now. Oh, wow, this is complicated. Okay. Why don't I give a check first here, get my queen out of danger... Now my queen is out of that. They have to move their king. They have to move it here, or there, or there. And let's see what they choose. They have 4 choices, looks like. If they go back, I will take the rook, I think. Yep, I'm going to take the rook with check. When the queen recaptures, this is not checkmate threat because the knight can come in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take the rook. Actually, the bishop can come in there too, and then I save the bishop. But then I would lose the knight. I think I want the bishop. This is an open position. So if they do try a check, I will block with the bishop and then let... Okay, they took that. Okay. And now this bishop is under threat from this knight. I've got to figure something out. Why don't... No, that's not good. Oh, that's not good either. Wow. Okay, I have a couple of minutes. You know what? You know what? Let's, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Let's protect the bishop and give me a runaway square for the king. Okay, they decided to take the bishop. Okay. Well, yeah, I already explained, Guy, how that's just... he couldn't hear me when I explained that I could just block with the knight. But as soon as this bishop can get in the game, I'm in trouble. And my queen is just nearly trapped here. I'm going to have to bring it back around this way somehow. Or this, I don't know. Okay, yeah, they're trying to bring the bishop into the game. That was a good move. Good move. Darn it, darn it. I guess I can just do this for now. That threatens this check. It also helps protect here if need be. And I'm only down a pawn after being down an exchange earlier, so yeah, okay. I'm really not sure what they can do there. They're just guarding my getaway square. But I can say check, and then I'm back. I can then centralize my queen, maybe. I don't know. Why not? I've got to do something. This lower rated player is eating my lunch right now. And I don't think it's because I'm talking while I'm playing, because I normally do that anyway. Well, I win the bishop here, don't I? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm up a piece. Down a pawn, up a piece. That worked out well for me. I didn't see that as far in advance as I should have, but I guess instincts can play a lot. Okay, I guess they're targeting that pawn. I can save it by doing this, but then they're just going to target this pawn, right? Okay. I can take this pawn, or I can reposition to take that one. I wish the king would move because I'd like to get that pawn. Okay. This pawn, I guess, but that pawn's not doing anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and take this one. Yeah, I mean, that pawn is it's not going to... I mean, the only thing it was doing was protect, guarding that square from the king. But it looks like I get 2 pawns here for their 1. They can check me, but I can just move out of the way, I think. I mean, actually, I can just put my knight here. And then if they check here, I can come up. What are they going to try for perpetual check? Let's see if they try for perpetual check. See what the deal is here. Because I mean, I don't want a stalemate, but at this point, after my blunders, I would take it. Sure, why not? And they can go here and check. Or take that pawn and not say check. Okay. My queen does not need to guard this pawn because I can take this one. So why not? Let's take this pawn. Let them have that one. Then I can say check here. Okay. Or I can say check here. If I check there, they only have one option. Oh, wow. If only there was something awesome I could do about that. I can force a perpetual check, I guess. I think down here is better, because then this is also helping to guard my king area. Okay. That was actually pretty decent, wasn't it? Nice, dude. Okay. Poopy. I mean, I can say check, then they'll take the knight. Then I can come here, I guess. Okay. Doubles their pawns. If I was going to lose one of these pieces anyway. They have to take it. Because it'd be really bad if they just moved out of check. Okay. Oh, I can get that pawn back, I think. Right? Oh, no, they could guard it. I don't know what else to do. Because now, yeah, I can't say check again. Not safely. I can just block off those pawns, I guess. And then that queen is stuck guarding that one. But I'm down to 37 seconds, so I'm probably going to lose on time. Oh, my. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. He can give a check right here. He's got all the time in the world. If he wants to trade queens right now. We could probably end up in a draw. Okay. Draw? Is that what we're going for, guy? Basically has to move his king back, doesn't he? Oh, no, he can move his king in there. Okay. Well, then I can move my king here. You can bring this pawn down. Oh, you didn't bring the pawn down. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to lose on time. All right. Well, that wasn't fun. Okay, back to tournament. It says stand by, pairing me with another player. And if I lose this one, then we'll be done. Okay. Oh, I'm paired with somebody rated just a little bit below me in this time. What was that sound? Oh, okay. They've berserked, which means they have half the time, but get double the points, tournament points, if they win. I don't care about tournament points. Okay, that's actually a mistake. Yeah, the best move is over here for them would have been that. Because now they just give me development, lose a piece, and they have nothing out. If they take this. Taking it, I don't think is the right option at this point. That's also not the right option at this point. But I can't remember if I'm supposed to put the bishop here. No, the bishop. Yeah. Okay. That person wasn't familiar with the Scandinavian. I'm not only threatening the bishop, I'm also threatening this. Because they can protect the bishop with, say, moving a pawn up. Or that, but they forgot about that pawn. Wait, can they trap me? I don't know. They can't trap me because I can always just come straight back. If they, yeah, see, if they do that, I can just come straight back. Right, about here. And then start the rest of my development. Okay. I want to say this is better here. Now I can get both bishops out, either bishop, which I need to do this one fast, I think. Interesting. Okay. And then I can castle. And I have the advantage of a lot more time, since my opponent used the berserk idea. Okay, that is not bad. Not bad. Except, you know what? I'm just going to lose a pawn out of that deal. Yeah, I'm just going to lose a pawn. And I think we can do this to threaten the queen. Those are lined up, so they're not going to take here, pretty sure. They certainly... Okay. But now, they've left this pawn. No, that pawn's not hanging. Their queen guards that pawn. Okay. If I take here with the bishop, and they take... That's bad for me. Okay. That's bad for me then. Okay. Well, I can just move the bishop. Right? How about that? How about I just move the bishop? Can always come here. I need to get this knight out at some point. One way or the other. I need to get this bishop out. That just hung a piece. Pretty sure. And I was just talking about I need to get my bishop out anyway. So, okay, so long castle. Should I bring this bishop back? Well, I've got a lot of time here. There's only so many places I can move this knight. That is one of them. That would not be a good idea. So yeah, why don't I do that? And then I can put the knight here if I need to, or over there. That's what I'm going to do, with the idea to either go here or there. But now my rooks are connected. That's not as big a threat as it looks like, I don't think. Just because I can move my queen a number of places, like here. Not a number of places. That's a fact. There is one place, and there. I can move my queen 2 places. I'm going to go with this one for now, which gives me access to that square. The A pawn down there. It also allows me to retract my bishop to here, which also aims this direction. Yeah, see, that's just a bishop trade, guy. And I'm up a piece. I'm pretty sure here we just trade bishops, right? Okay. Yeah, we just traded bishops. And now the queen is stuck guarding that. Well, as long as my queen's here. Let's see. What about if I just take this pawn? Let's think about that. If I take the pawn and they take back, then I get it. Yeah, I win that. That's just a free pawn, I think. I mean, they... Yeah, that... And now if... I mean, they can put a rook here, but I can just get out of the way. In a number of ways. And now I'm up a piece and a pawn. Okay. They're going for the queen trade. Now I have to be very, very careful. Right? Going after the various pawns. However, let's be very, very careful here. If a check, they can get out here. So that's not a good idea. But I can go there, I think. Or just here, right? I can just go here and kick the rook out. Yeah. And now I get this free pawn, I think. And then have a check whenever I'm ready for that. He can target the bishop, but I mean, it can run away pretty easily. Or here or wherever. Okay. That I'm not... Oh, he guarding this spot against a check? Surely not. I think I should just go ahead and bring this rook over here. He doesn't have a lot of options back there. He probably is going to have to move one of these pawns soon. That's my guess. No, he's going to continue going after these pawns. Okay. Well, I'm going to check. Which gives him 2 legal moves. Well, I was going to say he could have blocked, or he could do that. If I go here, and he comes up, yeah, that's not good. What about this? Because again, I have lots of time. Okay, now I win a rook. That's why you don't leave an extra piece laying around. Okay. I think since I'm still guarded back here, I want to go ahead and start whacking some pawns there. Which one should I go for first? Well, why not this one? Yeah, he can come in here if he wants, but okay. Okay. I'm going to leave this here because that way if he comes down here to attack this pawn, then it'll have an escape square. But I am going to give myself an out before I double my rooks on the 7th rank. Okay, they resigned. So I've won one and lost one. Let's keep going. One of my longer videos so far. Back to tournament. So far, both my opponents have been ranked slightly below me. I don't know. This time I might just, law of averages, I probably will get an opponent rated above me. So we'll see what happens. My rating has dropped a couple of points, I think, through that exchange. I went down more than I came back up. It says it's pairing players. Should I pause until the game starts? No, we have started a game, and I am white again. And yes, this opponent is rated higher than me. Just a little bit. Not terribly so. This is a fast mover. Okay, they went to Fianchetto. I think we saw this in our first game, and I messed it up somehow. I think we just want to go ahead and protect this pawn and then work on this. Let's go ahead and do that in castle. Okay, where is that gonna go? I don't know. Oh, are they pushing for this already? I think I've got that square covered. I'm gonna go ahead and do this since they don't have any way to check on this diagonal. Okay. Now they're definitely preparing a push on one of these squares. I'm gonna go ahead and castle. Then I can do this. That's always an option. I'm also gonna look to cover these two squares with my knight and my bishop. But I have to remember in this position my knight blocks my queen from guarding my bishop. So my bishop hangs in certain situations if I'm not careful. Wait and see what they do. You don't have to watch it. If you're enjoying this, feel free to stick around. If not, this is for me. I just hit record in case anyone else can get something from this. That's what my channel is about, me learning how to play chess and practicing, analyzing my own games, and I just hit record before I start doing those things. So hopefully you're learning something from this, and if not, move on. If you're more advanced than me or already know what I did wrong, feel free to leave a comment and help me out. And thanks for watching. My opponent is just taking up their time there, perhaps trying to figure out where to go next, or maybe trying to psych me out, see if I get up and go to the bathroom. I don't know. I can only understand taking that long on a move if I were in a classical time control, but in a 10-minute rapid game with no increment, I can't understand taking that long. Surely it didn't take that long to get their engine up and running. I mean, that's a decent move, I guess. But I'm just going to do this. Or should I take from the outside in? Ah, too late now. I know normally you should take toward the center, but here I wanted to open this file for my rook. So maybe not the best plan. Well, that pawn is really, really guarded. But what they're going for is a fork right here. They want that pawn to hit both of these pieces at the same time. I do not want them to hit both of those pieces at the same time. So I'm going to move one of them. I'm thinking I should move my bishop, perhaps to here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That way, now if they come forward here, I can just take it. If they take that pawn, I can just take it. Which does give them control of the open file, but not much I can do about that. They had their rook moved over before I did. I don't know whether I should move the pawn up to protect that or move the bishop up there. I do know if I'm going to have to find a place to put my queen here in a second. There's that. And if I lock up the center, they get this pawn for free. And if I take, they get that pawn for free. But I'm not going to make the mistake I made last time and just give away the bishop. That I'm not going to do. I can guard that pawn this way. It's already guarded once. If I go here, I'm guarding that pawn 3 times. They still might take it, and that is their prerogative. Okay, they're going after this pawn, which is unguarded. Wondering if I shouldn't put my queen here. No, that would be very bad, because they would do that. Could put my bishop there. And that gives me the room where I wanted to move my queen off this back rank, yeah. Okay, yeah, I see you, guy. That's what my rook is there for. I'm just going to go ahead and put my queen here, which helps guard this pawn, guards the bishop, guards this pawn, guards that. And now it gives me a chance to bring a rook over here. Is my idea. But a lot of it depends on what my opponent does. It also depends on what structural weaknesses I've already created. At least now, now I'm not afraid of moving this pawn, because that's not going to happen, at least not immediately, especially once I move the rook over. Down, well, not down or even, a bishop for a knight. But as this position begins to open up, the bishops will be more important, so we'll see if that comes into play. Right now I like my knights. They're helping to guard quite a bit. I guess I could push this pawn to force that bishop to make a decision. The only problem with that is that it weakens this. Then this pawn becomes completely weak. Right now, this pawn is guarding 2 squares, and it is itself guarded. If I push this pawn, then that pawn is not guarded anymore. So, my opponent is taking another really long think. Okay, as soon as I said it, they moved. They left this pawn unguarded, with the idea of attacking here, perhaps. Don't know if that's good or not, but that's what I'm doing. Because I think a lot of people around my level forget that when you move a pawn, it's not guarding what it used to guard. So now the question is, well, I definitely don't want to take that back with my queen because of this knight. But I think I'm safe taking it with my bishop. I think. And then I would just be but then I would be down both bishops, and they would have both bishops. I would have 2 knights to 2 bishops. That doesn't seem great, does it? That doesn't seem great at all. I don't know what choice I have, other than to move the bishop. Oh well. And there weren't a lot of good places to move the bishop just now. That wouldn't have been great, because this knight would be the only thing guarding it. Oh no, the queen would have guarded it. Yeah, I could have just put the bishop right there. Okay, well, yeah, now there's no choice. Okay. This maybe? It wouldn't surprise me. Oh. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Does it? Should I undouble my pawns? Or take with my rook? I should undouble my pawns. That took away one of my liabilities there. Okay, they have the knight pin, so they believe I want to unpin the knight. One way of doing that would be here, because... Or should I just do this first? No, because they're going to move a pawn up in just a second. That's what's going to happen. So I need to move my queen now, so that I can move the knight when I need to. And I want to keep my queen on light squares, so it doesn't get trapped by that dark squared bishop. Discards this in case I have to move that pawn. Now when they move this pawn up, I can just move the knight. Like to there, Did not see that coming. Nice. Very nice. I did not see that coming. Okay. And now you win the night. Yeah. Good job. Good job, my man. If I do lose this game, which it looks like I will, it's going to be my last one. I'll probably pause the video at that point and then take a look at the evaluations. But we'll see. I'm in a pretty good mood today. I've won most of my games over the weekend, long holiday weekend for me. So I'm in a pretty good place when it comes to my rating and my play. I think I've eliminated a lot of blunders over the last couple of months, and clearly I've had some in a couple of these games. But we're still learning, and that's the whole point. I can't learn if I don't keep playing. Not bad again. Wow, this guy's just not batting all over the place. Don't know what to tell you. I guess just go in the corner, or should I resign? Honestly, this is one of those times when people say in the forums, you're in a completely losing position, you should just resign. Yeah, it's probably one of those times. I don't know, guy. I don't know. Because he's just going to go here, right? And then I'm going to go here. And then it's going to be checkmate. So let's flag it. All right. And I'm going to pause this recording and take a look at the games real quick. Okay, I've had a chance to look at the evaluations of these games. In the first one, the one that I lost on time, the average centipawn loss was my highest ever, which is bad. I had 11 blunders. So, basically the worst game I've ever played, according to Stockfish 14. The blunder that had me losing, I was going to lose on time at this point anyway. I had 4 seconds left, but we were dead drawn here if only I had gone to the left to keep this king from coming down. But instead I went to the right, which, as you can see, gives I don't know if you can. No, you can't see. Gives black checkmate in 35, which they're not going to find. And of course, I only have 3 seconds left, so not that big a deal. And a couple moves later, it says mate in 17. So anyway, I was ahead in this game way back, even further back here. I had mate in 11, according to Stockfish. And I needed to go down there, but I made the incorrect decision and went down here. I don't know if you remember, if you watched the early part of the video, I did consider that, but I thought then he's just going to go here. So yeah, so it was a lost force checkmate sequence by coming here. But I still have a big lead. And here, I should have just brought the queen back. Oh my god, because the pawn is pinned. Oh my goodness, I thought if I moved the queen anywhere else, the knight was going to get it. The pawn is pinned. All I had to do was move back, and he can't take. So then the king would have to move, and then I could move the knight. Yeah, but I didn't do that. I did that, if you'll remember, and that put us dead even, surprisingly. And then we were even for a couple of moves in here, and I should have just come up, but instead I went there, and basically black had the lead, significant lead, but then black blundered, so we're even. Close to even. Then I blundered, black has a huge lead, and it went on like that for the rest of the game, and I lost on time. Okay, in the second game, I was ahead the whole time, the one that I won from the Scandinavian. If you were watching, I said I think that's a mistake as soon as they moved that. I took the pawn. They did that. According to the ratings bar, they're just digging themselves a deeper and deeper hole at this point. And I was pretty sure because I've played this exact position before. And that obviously was a mistake as well. And here they should have brought the bishop all the way back to guard this pawn. But they didn't, so I took the pawn, and then I was safe. And I never was behind in this game. I did have one blunder, and that was in this position. I should have brought my knight out, but instead I brought my bishop out. Right? I did that to get it away from this pawn. But I was still ahead even after the blunder. And then my opponent blundered immediately, if you'll remember, and just gave up that piece. And so I was ahead by 6 or more points the whole rest of the way. In the final game, the one that I resigned, I was basically behind from this point. This is move 6. I was supposed to move my knight where you can see the blue arrow, or now green arrow pointing right there, but instead I castled. That was a slight inaccuracy, but it put me behind. And then that opponent's inaccuracy gave me a little hand, but then I had a mistake. Should have put the bishop back. It says that was a mistake, and I should have come in here. If I'd come in there, wouldn't they have just moved this pawn up? Oh, and then I could have come back here, maybe. I don't know. What would have happened if I moved there? Well, it says they would have done h6, and then I would have gone here, and then they would have said g5, and that's where I ended up anyway. Oh, but with the weakening of the king's pawns. But regardless, that's not what happened. I didn't go up there. I came back here, and they took, and I should have taken with the outside pawn. But I pre-moved the inside pawn, wanting to free my rook in that turn. And from there, I never got close to the advantage again. The closest I got was right here when black blundered with that. And I should have taken this pawn with my pawn, where I said they quit guarding this pawn. I was like, oh, free pawn. But I didn't want to double my pawns, so I did it with the knight instead. And that put me, like, but their blunder didn't put them behind. I was still behind at this point. And my blunder put me back as far behind as I had been, and I never had a chance after that. So anyway, I'm going to do a more thorough evaluation of this off camera. And but thank you for watching. This is one of my longest videos ever, and we'll see you next time.